All right, everybody. First off, Dakota, can you say something real quick so we make sure that
Hello, I'm here.
the audio works? First try. We've never done this
We
before.
we've never been here before.
No, I don't. What? This is the part where we're usually figuring out what we're doing wrong.
It really is.
Well, I
It
mean,
really is.
somebody didn't register under the right thing, but we won't talk about that here.
Well, it's fun.
We're getting ready for this first heat race of the evening. Let's see. Let's use this one for the heat races here. We got Waylon Nelson the second, Barry Tolson, Nicholas Don Francesco, Benny Two Names, Coney Troyer, Brandon Biggs, Benjamin Gerhart, and I believe Brandon Torres is supposed to be here, but I don't believe he is out there.
Unfortunate to say the least.
But let's see how this heat race goes for these gentlemen out here.
Oh, absolutely. These short track, I mean, we only have a 0.38 mile loop here as the base car is going to peel off and we are going to get things underway here in this first heat race. But these short oval races, I think anything can possibly happen. And we're about to see true driver skill on display as these guys are going to make a dash for a heat win.
I personally enjoy this track. There's a lot of room as Barry Tolson just warming up the tires again. Gets a little sideways. He's
really warming them up.
Those tires are like
those tires
lava.
Are the most warm they could possibly get.
Man. Tough break there for Barry Tolson.
You know, that is a tough one for Barry, obviously, you know, leading out front. I mean, those are the dangers. I feel like we say it every week, but those are the dangers when it comes to these short track situations where you get a little too aggressive and all of a sudden you'll find yourself pointing on the inside wall and someone giving you a broadside at full speed.
You know, I would say that would go on Barry. I think that's very self-explanatory. But Barry's car is quite literally missing a wheel, so I don't think he deserves any penalty for this, because boy,
yeah,
has he been put through it already.
I was gonna say this was one of those where the punishment is almost exactly what happened. So we'll leave it at that, and everybody knows what happened, and we'll move on.
Yep.
But this is going to make for a nice little fun literal sprint, as we're going to have about 2 laps remaining as the lights on the safety car are going to go out here.
I'm excited to see if old Benny Two Names here can pull out the win.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun one. You got Ben Ryan on the inside, Cody Troyer on the outside. As we are going to get going again. Good jump by Ben Ryan. Cody Troyer doing exactly what he needed to do, but he's going to be on the, unfortunately, that outside line. Will he have enough to hold off Don Francesco? And it seems like it, as always with these heat races, you know, it's going to go extra quick. Ben Ryan going to round that final corner and take this first heat win. That's going to set him up very nicely as we head towards this feature race.
And these heat races do count for points as well, so that's also helpful for the point battle that Benny Two Names finds himself in. Second heat race of the evening here. We've got Jeff Mills, Jeremy Root, Ben Parson, Braden Carter, Eric Coppathorne, some guy named Dakota is Greg.
I don't want to talk about it.
And
That's why we're going in the car. No, I'm just kidding.
Tyler Barnes. We're not going to speak on what happened there with the
Commentator in the car.
yeah. You know, we just got a guy on the field at all times.
Exactly. We'll send it down to Dakota. It's on the sidelines. This tells how it's looking down there in the pits. Thanks, Dakota. Yep, it's pretty warm down here as these guys are going to get lined up to start this second heat race. And there's going to be a nice little gap on that outside line on the prep for this one. And so it's going to get interesting as no one is going to get the opportunity to line up behind him. But Tyler Barnes is going to have a nice runaway on that outside line. Back up to you guys at the booth.
Before we go, Dakota, how is it so quiet down there if you're on the pit road while the race is going on?
You know, yeah, the audio technology is really advanced this day and age, and we got new microphone technology to really isolate the voice. And you know, we really want to put on a good show for our viewers out there.
Thank you for your contributions.
Anytime. I love iRacing.
Oh man,
my favorite. No, but for real, this is going to be an interesting one. A lot of new names in this heat, so this is going to be an opportunity for Tyler Barnes and Chris Ramsey, some common namestays here in Renegade, to get an opportunity to go up against these guys. Like we have Everett Larson, Benjamin Gurd, Waylon Lee, Lawrence Biggs. We got some new names and faces out here, so it's going to be a lot of fun, I think, especially with Barnes starting here at the back. We normally like to see him make his way forward. We'll see what he has in store for us.
Jeremy Root and Jeff Mills have both been here before. I believe I've seen Braden Carter last week, and obviously Ben Parsons from Roughneck. But we
Absolutely
are in for one hell of a treat here.
Absolutely. Jeff Mills gets out to a nice, good jump in. Parsons and Braden Carter battling it out for second position here. In these sort of sprints, it's all going to be about track position. It's one of those where, you know, you really got to make a move stick if you're going to go for it.
And this battle for second place back here, it looks like Jeff Mills probably has a comfortable lead here on second and third place. Oh, he almost saves it.
Almost saved it. He really gave it a go there, and that's one of those things that, especially at these short track races, it's so easy to get into a rear quarter of a guy, especially going into a corner like that. You slow down, all of a sudden the rear gets upset, and you'll end up right around more often than not.
Yeah, there was contact made there by the 92 on that caution. Oh, well, it looks like the one Canadian here seems to know how to turn left more than all of the Americans in this heat race here.
You know, it's good to see the sport go a little more international, but you got to imagine these guys are going to have some national pride here in a minute. Really try and make something happen here on this restart. As we're going to have another dash to the finish here in this second heat race.
I'm excited to see how this all pans out here.
Oh, absolutely. Especially these short track races like this, when you have a 1-2 lap run to the finish, literally anything could happen. You could have drama from the front down all the way to the to last place, and so this is going to be a whole lot of fun. And we're going to try and see if Jeff Mills is going to be able to hold off. He seemed to have the pace up to now, but there he is, Eric Copperthorne, hanging out in second position. So we'll see if Eric might have some visions of a heat win in his eyes.
Well, we both know how Eric is, and he seems to always be there when it matters most. So we're very interested to see how this goes here. I guess
we finished under safety car.
Yep,
in case anyone, In case anyone couldn't tell,
We're
we didn't
figuring it
realize
out.
what was going on.
No, I'm reading chat over here. We've got the driver of the O1 who is here and having a great time. That would be Everett Larson, I believe, and the driver of the bright golden black number 9 is also in the chat.
Not too shabby, not too shabby.
Welcome in, welcome in. We'd love to see you guys here. We'd love to see you guys on the track.
Absolutely.
This heat race is Robert Taylor, Troy Campbell, Doogie Wagner, Louis I'm assuming Louis. That's an assumption. I'm sorry if that's wrong. Louis Flowers, Everett Larson, Chris Ramsey, and Jonathan Hurst.
Gonna be a lot of fun in this one. I love these heat races. I think you just get a little taste of what to expect as lights in the safety car are off, and we are gonna go racing here.
That 72 of Troy Campbell seemed to take that turn pretty wide. Who passed away back in the back? Was that?
That does look like Doogie Wagner might have gotten a little loose coming out of the exit of that corner. He might have got helped around a little bit, but iRacing deemed it as not enough, and so unfortunately for Doogie, he's going to have some ground to make up here in this short little 8-lap sprint.
That is very unfortunate, but that was also unfortunate back there behind. I don't know what happened there.
We have, I mentioned we were going to have some carnage in this one, and you know, he just gave him a helping, he gave him a turn, but he gave him a helping hand to get him pointed the right way again. So we stay green here. As I tell you what, Robert Taylor's looking to walk to a heat win. Everett Larson, another beneficiary, and Johnny Hurst, who started this race in the back of the field, might be one of the bigger beneficiaries. But unfortunately, commentator's curse, he goes right around and now finds himself back in the back of the pack.
Man,
what is going on?
There are so many things that could have went wrong in the curse of commentator and broadcaster.
Yeah,
and
the broadcaster
that's
curse
what
is
happened.
going wild. I never imagined we could have so much action in an 8-lap sprint, but here we are.
I don't think there's a single car that hasn't spun around in this sprint.
I tell you what, Robert Taylor has done a great job to avoid all the carnage, and he's going to walk here to a nice little heat win. It's going to set him up nicely for the feature. And I tell you what, if these 3 heat races tell us anything, it means we are in for some chaos and some uncertainty as we'll wrap up this one with Robert Taylor taking the win.
You know, and typically when we hear the word chaos, there's one Liam Beebe around, but he is not here on the track this evening. Messaged me earlier and said that he was not going to be able to make it to tonight's fast track action, but sent his best regards to the drivers who were.
Absolutely. And boy, oh boy, I tell you what, nothing looks better than the starting grid for a short track oval racing here. Was my count correct? Do we have 20 drivers here lining up here to race around Lanier National Speedway? This is gonna get fun.
Let's go through the starting grid here. You got Ben Ryan first, second is Jeff Mills, third Robert Taylor, fourth Cody Troyer, Eric Copthorne and Everett Larson behind those two. Nicholas Don Francesco and Ben Parson bringing in the 7th and 8th. 9th is Louis Flowers. 10 is Waylon Nelson. 11th is Tyler Barnes with Chris Ramsey on his outside. Then hold on. Brandon Biggs in 13th. 14th is Braden Carter. 15th is Troy Campbell. 16th Benjamin Gerhardt. Sorry, I apologize. 17th is Jeremy Root. 18th Johnny Hurst. Barry Tolson. Some other guy. Doogie Wagner in 21st, and 22nd would be Brandon Torres. Do you believe that is it?
Not too shabby. Thankfully, there's a ghost car out there somewhere, and thankfully they aren't going to be causing too much carnage there at the back. Hopefully be able to get away cleanly here as we are lining up to get this bad thing underway.
There we go. Ready for some action here as we go. Green flag racing. The inside line just didn't go quite as fast as what they had hoped.
It's
Ben
true.
Ryan.
What happened there?
I'm assuming Ben Ryan didn't get quite the jump he wanted there.
Then as he peels off into the pits. That's something we'll have to take a look at, and at some point if we get a chance. But race leader and all-around championship contender Ben Ryan peeling off for an early stop in this one.
There is a caution on the play. Was not able to see what happened. There's a whole lot back into back. What seemed to happen here? I want to say it was like back in here. Am I in the right spot? Maybe. Oh.
I can tell. Do we have a solo spinner maybe?
Oh, there's things and stuff, and there's smoke. I'm really not entirely sure. There's a bunch of smoke up here, but oh, there it is. The 121 gets a little bit of a shove from the 35 of Ben Parson, it looks. Yep, that is indeed what happened. The 35 of Ben Parson gives the did I say 122? Whatever that.
121, but I think we figured what you did.
Okay.
All right, that one's gonna go on the
35 of Ben Parson.
Many apologies. I thought I hit my mute button, but I missed it.
I didn't hear it.
Fair enough. Never mind.
Apology accepted.
I need to write that down. Told myself I was going to take better notes this week.
Green flag here. We are ready for some fast-paced action here at Renegade Racing at Lanier. Look at all those cars out there on that track.
A beautiful sight indeed.
Another caution back here. Looks as though Barry Tolson crashes. I don't know what happened to him here.
It looks like there might have just been a little bit of a Constantina there going into one, and
yeah, it looks like
Barry might have, I think it looks like the 28 got into the back of a car ahead, and then the is that the T1D and then gets in the back of Barry.
Yes, that is. It looks as though 28 hits the car in front of him, gets a little squirrely. I think it's turned by the T1D. I'll leave that up to you, my friend.
We've administered punishment, and we will respond accordingly.
Okay.
And then hopefully I think this is the one where a tip behind the curtain. We'll send it over to the RC desk to give us some insight. Thanks, Dakota. Yeah, over here, especially at a short track like this with this many guys out there, you really kind of want to be a little stricter in these races because you don't want guys, feel like they can get one, middling penalty removed, or you just let one go and all of a sudden everyone's trying to think they can get one Lego too. So we're gonna be a little stricter tonight. You spin, you cause a yellow, you're getting the EOL, and we're gonna respond accordingly. We got to keep things moving here, especially with 125 laps. So that's where we're at. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Dakota. Green flag once again.
Green
Jeff
flag
Mills.
racing. Here we go. Let's see if these guys can turn some laps.
Yes, 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 yes.
Let's see.
I, for some reason, can't see what lap we're on because I don't know how this tower works, so that's something that I will have to figure out for myself.
It is what it is. We'll just give more info to our lovely viewers out there. Oh.
That looked like that was a whole lot of sad death.
It really was.
Here with the number 11 of Brandon Biggs. I believe this is what the initial caution was for.
We got a lot of drama going out here on this one.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
It looks like the initial yellow is caused by the 92 getting into the back of the 11. But then we have a little Constantina going on between the 13, the 67, and who else even is that? And the 24.
What lap would we be on?
The incident just happened on 15, so it looks like we're going to, I wish I could tell you, 18.
That is the third caution of the evening.
Yeah, looks like that one's gonna go on the 92, who gonna be in the pits by the looks of it. But let's hope these guys can get this thing cleaned up. We got a long way to go here, and guys trying to win it here on lap 19 aren't gonna make it very long at this rate.
A good restart here from Mr. Taylor. Let's see back here. I saw Benny Two Names name Benny Two Names name show up on the crash report. Let's see what happens here. That one just seems like the 28 gets into the rear end. The 67.
Yep, it does.
Are you writing these down?
I am indeed.
Thank God. I wrote like the first two, and then I forgot to write. Professional broadcaster and RC.
We're doing both, baby. Get you a man that can do both.
Oh,
hopefully,
man.
I mean, at this rate, we're gonna have we're already having some repeat offenders. It's only a matter of time before people start getting parked up. So maybe they'll slowly weed themselves out over time. But this one is gonna be a long one at this rate.
Yeah, we just need some patience shown here on the track, and maybe we'll get there. We'll be all right. We'll be
We'll
okay.
get there. They'll settle in. I think it feels like one of those races where you gotta survive the initial restart, and once they get going, they'll naturally spread out a little bit, and we'll hopefully keep this thing flowing. But they just got to survive that initial restart at this point.
Lights on the pace car are off. We're getting ready to go green again. Here is the green flag. Robert Taylor leading the pack. 01 of Everett Larson right behind him. John Larson here in the chat says he don't need no stinking bumper. And you know what? Who needs it when you ain't bumping them, you know?
It's true. You only need it if you're going to be pushing. At this point, we've clearly seen these guys are not that great at pushing. So hopefully, maybe take a bumper off. Maybe it'll settle down here a little bit, as we've had a couple of actual green flag laps. Let's hope it stays that way.
I just seen a car go into the pits very violently. I don't know if that was on purpose or not. The yellow flag is out. I saw.
I can tell you exactly because I was on board with them. That's going to be on the 92 for getting into the back of someone.
98.
Yep, that would be the. You are correct.
The 98 gets the Wombo combo. Hit from behind by the 92, and then RKO'd against the wall by the I think it was the 11. Oh, that number 17 of Dakota Isgrig is out of the race. That poor fella. God, you were muted.
Hello.
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 We are.
It's
sorry.
me.
RC is very busy right now. All right, just because I feel like we're gonna get there. It's EOL for those at home. Your first penalty, you get an EOL, you ascend to the back. Second penalty, you'll get your EOL, and then once you go green, you'll get black flag with a 1 lap hold. Third penalty, I believe, Ryan, correct me if I'm wrong, you get parked up.
I am pretty sure that is exactly the way the cookie crumbles.
It is indeed, as we're gonna keep an eye on a couple of repeat offenders here. But hopefully these guys get this thing together. We won't have anyone get disqualified. You know, we don't want to do that, but at the end of the day, we need to get this race a moving and a grooving.
We've got the 86 out here in the front. The 01 right behind him. The 86 making sure that the safer barrier there is intact. The 01 is looking on the inside. Getting a little swirly there.
Is in a little earlier, but we got a nice little battle forming here at the front between Robert Taylor and Everett Larson. These guys showed a lot of pace in those heat races. Jeff Mills as well, and so we could have a nice fun little battle brewing here at the sharp end of the grid.
Oh, Jeff Mills just Harry Houdini'd his way around that corner. I hear tires.
He really
screeching.
did. At this point, whatever it takes to get these guys in and around these corners safely.
The 01 is peeking around, almost getting that pass completed. Only going to take another lap or two for it to be official here.
Potentially, it's looking, man, Jeff Mills is giving us some opportunity here. These guys are running triangle offense here, as these top two have run side by side, and Jeff Mills is waiting to pounce.
Jeff Mills is trying to get as close to the bumper of the 01. just to verify that once that 01 clears, that 86 doesn't come down to cut him off on that pass.
Absolutely. I mean, these guys have shown each other a lot of respect so far, and I got no reason to suspect these guys are going to cause any trouble for each other. So this is going to get interesting, as we're just going to continuously see Robert Taylor try and hanging around the outside.
And this is a hell of a battle up here.
Really is. It's amazing what happens when you actually get some green flag running. You let these guys kind of settle into a rhythm, and you'll see some stuff like this, because boy oh boy has this been fun to watch.
These guys are getting into a good healthy groove here.
They really are. I tell you what, I've been really impressed with Robert Taylor here. He's basically been on the outside for, I think, the last 10 to 12 laps, and so the fact that he's been able to hang on and not lose out to those drivers on the inside position as much has really impressed me so far.
We love the green flag race, and John, you are correct.
Absolutely. As we are going to start coming into the first thing when it comes to these short track races, is the back marker traffic, as these leaders are going to try and start making their way around these lapped cars. Who's going to be able to take advantage here? And will these back markers potentially cause some issues as we near lap 50 here at this point?
Let's jump on board with Jeff Mills here and see if he can complete this this pass with us riding in cockpit with him. At least it wasn't the broadcaster curse there. Let's try and see if we can find out what happened here.
Yeah, it looks like the 122 there kind of getting tangled up with the 13 of Chris Ramsey there. Looks like the 122 might have just squeezed them a little much. And justice might have been served there a little bit, as the 13 looks like he survived, but the 122 has definitely seen better days.
Yeah, the 122 is missing over half of his bodywork. That is unfortunate, but that is the tale of the tape.
It really is. It's unfortunate to say the least, but what a nice little stint we got there.
It was a very good stint. We'd love to see it.
All right, now comes the dreaded decision point. We're going to have ourselves another restart. Are these guys going to be able to do it again? Time will tell.
My, oh my.
Indeed here.
I will also state I still don't know how to find the lap count. Green flag racing, I've never seen a restart quite like that. That was kind of interesting to see.
No, honestly, I liked it. What an interesting little strategy from Everett Larson there, starting all the way up on the outside, giving himself a nice straight shot on this restart, and he is held on to his lead pretty comfortably as we get this thing going once again.
Joe Warren has really been putting on a good show here once he's gotten up front and found that comfortable groove.
Absolutely. He's shown a lot of really good pace there out front. We'll see if he can hold on to it. As we've seen, all it takes is that one little moment, but at the same time, showing a lot of really good pace. Jeff Mills also showing a lot of really fun pace. Robert Taylor there might be struggling just a little bit as he's losing touch there with the front two, but we saw what he was doing there in that last stint, kind of running that outside line. Gotta wonder if his tires might be feeling a little extra bad as he tried to keep pace with Jeff Mills and Everett there on that last run.
I would also like to point out that Mr. Sprinkle kindly let us know that that was deemed a dirt racing restart.
Hey, I could see it. Get up on that outside line, get that straight line exit and start. I like it. I might have to steal that one.
We appreciate you for the knowledge, Mr. Sprinkle. Let's go back up here, see what happened back here, McCoy. We are watching the 72. Sorry, I don't know what I was thinking. 72, Troy Campbell. There was just a big checkup up front, and the 72 was unable to stop there when the T1D was trying to keep from driving through the 40.
Unfortunate to say the least, but that's how it's gonna go. You're gonna try and drive through a guy. It's not gonna go well for you in the end.
Well, to be fair, it looked like he tried to drive over.
That's fair. Fair, I'll give you that one. Monster truck rules, unfortunately, though, are not going to be smiled upon here.
Here, let's switch her up. Let's go to this one because I know this one will show the lap. We're on lap. Ha! Nice. 69 of 125. Don't really know why the other tower was not giving me the lap count, but I guess that's for the birds.
We both got a lot to deal with, especially on these caution laps and things to figure out. You got all the buttons in the world. I got to keep tabs on who's murdering who out there. But you know what? We love to do it. We do love to do it. As Jeff Mills is going to find himself out in front as of right now.
Another caution here. Chris Ramsey seems to have been crashed.
I can tell you what, getting an early look at the replay, that is an interesting one because Chris Ramsey might have been a bit of a passenger in that one. Ooh. With some things going on ahead, and that just might have been a bit of a pileup.
That would be the yes. Let's see.
If we trace it back, it looks like the 24 gives the number 28 a little bit of a love tap as they're going into one. They're coming out of one. It might have just sent the 28 up into the wall, which kind of caused that whole thing to transpire.
Yes, Adams. It does seem as though the 01 did indeed pit. Don Larson, we appreciate it. Thank you. We're trying our best. Jeff Mills here, getting ready to take her green.
Let's take her green once again. That was I saw that one live.
I think you are somehow a little bit ahead of me.
Make sure you're on live. It helps that I was on the back of the field there. That one is going to be a little less dramatic. That was the number 30 of Dougie Wagner. Just getting a little loose coming out of one. Still self spin by the look of it, and stopping on track and pulling out that yellow. Unless you have something different.
I see one Johnny Hurst getting a little bit of a love tap.
You and I might have. Nope, I imagine that might have been actually where that one came out.
Yep.
If I had to imagine.
I believe the love tap came from.
Well, looks like the 11.
11. That is what I was thinking as well.
I stand corrected. The 30 did spin, but it was a solo spin, and so I apologize, Dougie Wagner, for that.
Doogie.
Good old Dougie Wagner. I tell you what, our contact penalty stewarding meeting after this is going to go late at this rate.
Yes, it will.
Ryan, are you trying to imply that this race is boring to you? Are you?
No.
awake?
Don't do
We've
that
just
to me.
had, 70,
Dare.
80 laps, or hold on, I'll get you an accurate count here. Lap 81, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cautions.
The 89 getting one hell of a jump here on the restart, jumping almost a full car length in front of the 35.
Absolutely, what a restart by Jeff Mills there. And it looks like he's going to get the benefit here of some 2x2 action behind. That's going to give him some breathing room to get settled in this, as this is going to be a mighty, mighty restart, I can tell.
Yeah, it looks like Jeff has just kicked it into high gear here.
It's really true. You got to wonder if he's looking at this field, especially some of these guys behind.
Let's see what happened over here. Jumping on board with the T1D, sorry. It looks like he gets just a little bit loose. The 98 loses it right behind him. Just looks like there's a
Bit of a Constantina, and
Yeah.
unfortunately, it's a classic one of those where you avoid someone else, and that causes you to hit someone
Ooh.
else. And it's unfortunate to say, but
The 98 did not get loose. The 98 was given a little bumper by the 13.
just give it a little helping hand.
Yeah.
Everyone needs a little help every once in a while. Well, I can tell you this: they're starting to spread the love around, because ever since we had a couple back-to-back repeat offenders here earlier on in this one, we've had a run of some new offenders here as this one has gone on.
Would you say it is somewhat like the Subaru Share the Love event?
Everyone is certainly sharing the love. They're spreading around. They don't want to see too many people get too many single penalties, so everyone's kind of trying to take one for themselves.
Here comes the 89 again with one hell of a restart on the inside. The 01 is not letting up, trying to close that gap. Maybe push the 62 back behind him.
Absolutely. These guys at the front they've gotten a lot of practice on these restarts, and you got to figure at this point, they've definitely figured out the right strategy to take. As we're having some fun battles here. I think we're seeing a good mix here. Jeff Mills in the front on some 90 lap tires, been on those tires since the beginning. Everyone behind him on more than half that, 24 and 23 respectively, from the 01 and the
86. Saves it.
As he keeps it pointed the right way. This is going to really shake things up here, as we have a large pack forming here behind, thanks to that one, as these leaders now are going to get an opportunity to drive away from this field.
The 89 of Jeff Mills got a little bit squirrely there on the exit of 4 there on the front stretch. You've got to think those tires are really going to start playing a key in the performance of that 89 machine.
No, absolutely. You have to wonder here if Everett might just be playing a bit of a waiting game, really trying to make sure that he's going to put himself in the position. But I mean, you can see it. He is riding on the bumper of the 89, and he's itching to pounce should that door open up even just a little bit.
Let's jump back a little bit, see what's happening back yonder. 58 of Johnny Hurst is holding back. Some tough competition, trying to get the pass on him here.
I mean, these short track races, getting around track position is king. Hurst is going to do his best to hold off Robert Taylor, who we know has pace. The real question is, can he hold him off forever?
The 35 of Ben Parson right in front of Johnny is getting a little swirly as well. There's another crash, and it seems to be Barry Tollison involved. I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like he might have just lost it, unfortunately, coming out of the exit of 2 there, and he sort of clipped the wall and finds himself pointed the wrong way, turning right on a left-hander, and that's not going to end well for him, as unfortunately that also means that will be his 3rd, and so unfortunately that will be the final laps we see Barry Tollison run this evening.
That do be tragic. Seems as though the 30 of Doogie Wagoner got the lucky dog or a wave around, one or the other, and is currently back on the lead lap. You'd love to see that. Lights on the pace car are off. We are getting ready to go green flag racing once again here at Lanier. The 01 on the inside of the 89 of Jeff Mills. Got 23 laps to go, and it is heating up here this evening. Here we go. The 01 is showing some good pace. If Dakota is talking, no, he is not. The 89 is really just on the bumper of the 01 as the pace car is pulling out again. One's back here with Jeremy Root.
Oh, that's a tough one. Oh, man.
Oh, that's a whole lot.
It is. And that's one of those where if you watch it from the rear camera, you'll see the 122 get loose, which causes the 62 to check up. You have the who's that on the outside? The 72 on the outside get into the wall. And unfortunately, it's going to be the 86 of Robert Taylor who's going to get into the back of the 62 and send him around.
That is a lot.
That,
Yeah, I think that would definitely have to go against the 86, I would believe. Hello, Jeremy. Thank you for your encouraging words. The lights on the pace car are off. We are getting ready to go green flag. The 89 trying to fight back and get that position back on the 01. We're down to the last 14 laps to go here.
feels just like yesterday that this race was starting, and I had to double check because it might have been, with all I know. But no, these guys finally it feels like these guys have finally settled in, and I think at this point, I think everybody just wants to get to the end here.
This has been almost an endurance race, honestly.
I was thinking about that earlier. This is more of a mental endurance race more than anything. I mean, cautions left and right, restarts, having to get it right, keep it pointed the right way. This thing will test you more than you could possibly know.
Meanwhile, I would have an issue just trying to pull onto the track. This 01 and 89 battle that has consistently been going on for, I would say, at least 100 of these 125 laps.
Oh, easily has to be. I mean, these guys have been on it from the go. And I tell you what, not to be lost in the fold, a man we haven't talked about literally since the beginning when he mysteriously just decided to pit off the race start. And the number 67, Ben Ryan, finding himself back on the podium.
Yep, and there are almost 7 laps left, so I mean anything can happen at this point.
It's true, and it looks like it's going to get even more dramatic here as another late caution comes out here.
Hop on board here with Doogie Wagner.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yep, he looks like he never had it, and he might have been a passenger of that one, unfortunately.
It looked as yeah. Okay. Looked as though the 30 of Doug Wagner used a little bit of ARCA braking there.
It was a smidge of ARCA braking. He looked like he really wanted to carry in some speed, and unfortunately,
there was a brick wall in his way.
It was a bit of a little bit of things in the way. All right, we are going to be on quite the sprint here as this thing is going to get going once again.
I am about ready to sneeze, so if I do, and it's a very quick, brief mute, I apologize.
All good. This battle once again is going to come down to the wire. Jeff Mills, Everett Larson on the restart. Who's going to get the measure of it here?
There were so many passes being thrown around there. Holy crap.
There was a lot going on there, that is for sure. I don't even know what happened there.
Yeah, I don't even have a I believe Jeff Mills was collected into something.
Yeah, it looks like, I mean, it looks like Jeff Mills just kind of lost it and ended up in that outside wall. I don't know if that was a disconnect or something, but got about mid-corner and then just... and was out of there.
That's...
Did we just see a certified rage quit moment?
with... That was different.
With
yeah, that's what I was thinking as well, Sarah. I think that was a wheel disconnect. That was the vibe I was getting from that. But with that being said, our winners, or our top three, Ben Ryan, Waylon Nelson II, and Everett Larson.
What a wild race, to say the least. I don't know what else you could possibly say about that.
Let's just go through and what else?
All right, I'll send you that.
We'll just go through this. Okay. It could have been it could have also been a flat. He did not change tires.
That is true. He was running those same set of tires from the entire thing, and that might have just been one of those moments that you get down towards the end of it, you pop on the last lap, second to last lap, and at that point you know it's over, and just might have been a bit of a moment.
Very well could have been it. Let's yeah, I was expecting a green white checker, but it didn't happen. It just didn't happen. Well, let's get ready to talk to our third place finish here. So is there a chance that you might be able to pull down old Ben Ryan?
I certainly can if I can find him in the list here.
I believe he is in Hangout still.
He is in the Hangout. I will be pulling that man down here where he belongs.
Oh my lord.
Ben Ryan, welcome in. You got Ryan, you got Dakota. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
For better or worse, I would say after that one, right?
That was a war, to say the least.
Take us through. Well, okay. First thing, we got to ask about that race start. We saw you starting up there at the front, but very quickly kind of peeling off. Take us through what was going on there.
So the way the sessions are set up is they have a certain mile per hour till the restart zone. On the initial restart, you have to fire on green, and I was like 4 miles an hour under when I got to the first line. So I was like, oh, I'll just I gotta speed up a little bit here. So when I did, it took that as me firing, so it black flagged me. So then I had to pull down pit road and do a pass through. It happened in a couple of the heat races too, with Root and another guy. I can't remember which car number exactly, but and then from there it was just kind of I stayed in the lead lap there, and then I got in a wreck. Came down pit road, got that fixed, went a lap down, got my lap back, got some tires, went a lap down, got that lap back, and then tried to come back through there, but I just had it wore out by the end of it.
No, I do not blame you there. That one was a war of attrition, and I tell you what, you find yourself in the right place at the right time.
You have fun, buddy?
That was a very interesting race there.
Blast.
Hello, Tyler. I wasn't expecting a celebrity appearance here. Hello.
Yeah, here I am.
Yeah, that was quite the finish for you, Ben. There for a while, I'm not going to lie to you, I kind of lost you in the mix there. At what point did you find yourself back up in a podium position?
I don't know. It was probably around lap 90 or 100 that I ended up getting back up there a little bit, and I was able to make the top work on a couple restarts there and get a couple guys, and then again I just kind of had it wore out. Like the 9 car was running me super hard on the top. He was super clean about it. He could have turned down and pinched me down the apron. He could have did a lot of things. And the restarts I was just terrible at because I had the rear tires absolutely smoked. But I mean, it was considering it's a new group of guys, there's a lot of cautions. We got to clean some of that up for sure. But overall, there's some really good racers in here. We just got to weed through it and figure out what all the problems are, and try to get it better for next week. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, I'm sure plenty of stuff will be talked about, and between now and next week, and that's what you're going to get in these short track races like this, especially with such a pretty decently sized field as well. And so, I mean, I know it was what it was, but it must have been fun out there to seeing a field this big, having an opportunity to do some short track racing like that, right?
Yeah, for sure. It's great to have 20 guys. 24 last week. We lost a couple. Couple guys were busy tonight, so they didn't run. But yeah, it's really good to have a full field, like 20 or so guys. It's just trying to get everyone on the same page. Everyone races a little different. Everyone tendencies are a little different. How they enter corners, how rough they are with others. Like everything's different. So just trying to work around like where everyone's at, where everyone's head's at. You can't win it on with 10 laps in. You can't win it 100 laps in. Like you got to make it to lap 125. And just trying to get everyone on the same page because it's definitely getting there. We definitely have the people. We definitely have the drivers because there's some really good guys in here. It's just trying to weed through and figure out where everyone's head's at, and try to make them realize that some things aren't acceptable, some things are going exactly as planned, but we'll get there. It's a learning process.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, congrats on your third place finish. Would you like to say anything to anybody watching or anybody out there?
Just you guys for broadcasting and all the drivers for showing up tonight. Again, it's a new group of guys, so like they're taking a chance too, jumping in here. If it is a shit show, then that's on us. So we're pushing pretty hard to make it better. Get the right group of guys. But thanks to you guys for broadcasting it, the admins for doing what they're doing on the back end and putting in the work to get all the guys here. Now we just got to make the racing the way that they expected, I'm sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm sure we'll get things cleaned up and we'll get this thing looking like we want it to. I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Ben, appreciate you.
Yeah.
We will
Yeah.
surely be talking to you again.
Yeah, for sure. We'll talk to you again sometime this season, I'm sure.
All right, Ben. You have a good one.
All right, you too.
All right, next up we got, if I'm not correct, misconnecting, we got Waylon Nelson coming in next.
Yes, sir. That'd be it.
Go ahead. Mr. Waylon Nelson, you got Dakota and Ryan in the booth. We got you.
Yes, sir.
Welcome in. What a interesting race, to say the least. Obviously, I think you wouldn't be complaining too much here coming home with a P2, but take us through that one, kind of what it was like to go through that one, and kind of take us through your race a little bit.
Well, I know the finish was crazy. I was not expecting a P2. I was hoping for maybe a P3, P4. I was racing with, I think, Ben Ryan in the 67. Me and him had a good race going on, and then I got a good restart on the end, and I don't know who it was on the outside. All I know is we went off into 1 and 2, and he just disappeared. And I was like, all right, well, and the caution come out, and we come across. But the whole race was just, it was definitely up and down. It was all over the place, just trying to figure out, where I wanted to be at. I tried to save tire. And I think I did pretty good, and I ended up getting right front damage a little bit. I'd say about midway through the race, and it just made the car tight. But I somehow made it work and come on, come home in P2. So I'm not too mad about it.
Yeah, you certainly seem to find your way um back up front, or at least close to the front when it mattered most. What what do you look forward to most in being able to run with these guys more often?
Uh, I mean, I'm just looking to have a good time, man. I mean, it was tonight was definitely fun. This is the most fun I've had in a long time. I've been trying to find a super late model league. I finally found one, and I honestly, I'm not even gonna lie, I didn't expect to get a top five. I expected maybe a top 10, but I had my buddy Everett. Actually, me and him are teammates. We finished 1-2 tonight, so he talked me into joining this with him, and so I'm just expecting to have a good time, honestly, and just be able to race with these guys, and hopefully it'll grow to more and more drivers.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this was a pretty sizable field, especially for a short track like this one. Hopefully, going forward here, we'll get some guys settled in, and we'll get some longer runs in. But at the same time, I don't think you can definitely not complain about a nice little introduction to the league and these guys than this. So hopefully it means that, like you mentioned, we'll continue to see this grow, and hopefully we'll get some short track super late model racing like we all want.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. I can definitely see this league growing. I can definitely see it going somewhere. Once we get the racing cleaned up, it's the first couple races, or I think this is at least my first race with them, but I think they've already ran a couple. You're gonna have your kinks, and just trying to work out who's causing what and things like that. So it's definitely gonna take a few races to get it under control, but I think by the next couple races we'll probably get to 50, 60 lap runs under green flag.
No, for sure, for sure.
Well, congrats on your second place finish here. Do you have any shout outs that you'd like to put out there for anybody?
Yeah, I actually want to, obviously shout out my family, my girlfriend. If I don't shout her out, she'll probably yell at me. But definitely, definitely shout out my team, man. My Team 9 Racing guys. I run an iRacing team with a few buddies of mine, and we always have a good time. I want to shout them out for uh, giving me tips on how to run these tracks and things like that. Definitely wouldn't be fast without them. And I want to give a huge shout out to Everett for winning this race, man, because he drove the wheels off that car. And obviously, a shout out to Ben Ryan and the rest of the guys who ran with us.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hopefully this is a sign of things to come, and we'll be talking to you again very soon. But we appreciate you coming out, and congrats once again.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
All right, you have a good night.
You too.
All right, that leaves only one person remaining. Will be our race winner. Let's get him in here. Mr. Ever Larson, welcome in. You got Dakota and Orion here in the booth. We got you.
Yep.
All right, what a fun race that we can say that one was. I'm sure you were having more fun than some of these guys out there, because it looked like you had some great pace out there and definitely seemed to take advantage when necessary. You come home, take home a win here at Lanier. Take us through that race and what you saw from inside the cockpit.
Man, that was just honestly from the front part of it, it wasn't too chaotic until we caught up to everybody that was going a lap down and whenever they were spinning under caution and stuff. Other than that, I had a pretty good day for my first race in this league. I just had a ton of fun battling with my teammate Waylon and just in general everybody that I was next to this whole race. I don't think I got out of the top 10 this whole time. I might have. I remember. I just had a crap ton of fun racing with everybody. I'm just super happy I was able to get top 2, 1-2 finish with my good buddy Waylon. It was just so much fun.
Yeah, you certainly looked like you knew what you were doing out there. Pretty much any time that we were looking at the '01 car, you were up front, or at least on your way up front. You certainly showed these guys how it's done out here.
Thank you. I honestly, all I did, I just kind of messed with my steering ratio, took the offset off, and the whole time, I don't know how anybody else was doing it. I had my brake bias all the way to the rear, because in my opinion, the more sideways you are in entry, the better the car feels, and it should take off some pressure from your right front. But anyway, I just love this track. This is my favorite track, and I'm just glad to finally be able to race in a super late model series again, because it's been so long since I was able to win one of these races. I'm just so happy right now.
Well, that's definitely makes us happy to hear. It was definitely a very impressive performance, and hopefully, it's a good sign of things to come. It's nice that we're seeing this league kind of grow, and we're getting some new faces in, like yourself and Waylon, and hopefully, it's a good sign of things to come coming forward. So, I think you definitely got to be looking forward to the weeks coming up, I'd imagine.
Most definitely. I'm just excited to see where this league can go. And I'm gonna try to invite some of my friends that are in here or that aren't in here yet. What am I saying? Just try to get this more popular with other people. This is just super fun to drive.
Well, once again, congrats on your P1 finish. Are there any words that you would like to say to anybody out there that might be watching?
Yes, I want to give a big shout out to my dad for watching this whole thing through, and I'm pretty sure my mom too. She's somewhere. I want to thank my sponsors, but first, thank you guys for putting on the live stream and doing the interviews and stuff. But anyway, on to my sponsors. I want to thank Food City, Quality Heat and Air, Kingsport Fitness, Han Doctor, my good buddy Corey LaJoy, Zamp Racing, my grandma and grandpa Larson, and that's it.
Fair enough. Well, it was nice to have you on debut. Hopefully, it's a sign of good things to come. We'll be talking to you again pretty
All right, thank you.
soon, I imagine. All right, appreciate it. You have a good one. Well, Ryan, it wasn't maybe the race we wanted, but it's the race we got, and hopefully, it doesn't mean it's the race we deserved. Hopefully, we have some better karmic justice in that.
Yes, 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 yes. You know, this was a lot. This was a lot of a lot of a lot. But a big field on a small track. You know, a lot of new names out there. This is just sometimes what you get, and you know
No, it is.
that's okay.
Yeah, it is what it is. You got to take the good with the bad. Sometimes it takes these sort of races to let these guys know, how each other race and sort of start to learn the tendencies of those guys around them. And so I think this will hopefully be good for us here in the long run, especially as it sounds like we might be even having a field even larger going forward. So hopefully we'll get some guys in here. Hopefully we'll have some fun and get some green flag racing, hopefully starting next week.
Yep. But hey, you know what? That's that we can recover from this, and we're gonna recover from this.
Absolutely. It would be impossible not to, I would say.
Well,
It's one of those where, for better or for worse, the only way you can go is up.
you're
So,
absolutely right.
no, this is going to be a lot of fun, I think. I think we got a good group of guys, and I think once they start to get settled into the season, I think these guys nailed it where, once they get settled in, I think we'll be all right. But, next week we're looking at Hickory Butter Speedway. Anything in particular you're looking forward to next week?
I actually have no idea what to expect from Hickory because I've never been to Hickory, and I have also never even, I think I bought the track maybe a week ago. So, I'm excited to see if the O1 can keep up the just absolute rampage that he put on today, and I'm really excited to see the 9 of Waylon Nelson again. Obviously Benny two names, and hopefully we can see some of these guys just fight back from the carnage that was tonight.
No, absolutely. I'll tell you a name not to forget either is the 89 of Jeff Mills, who might have had an unfortunate finish to that race, but I mean, he was right there for 123 of that 125 laps. So I think we could be on for a very exciting season here at the front. So I, for one, am definitely very excited to see where the season goes.
Absolutely. But as always, all good things must come to an end. And
Do
I
we
think
have to?
I think tonight we have to.
I think that's fair. I feel like that's pretty on brand with that race that we got to witness. So, for better or for worse.
We plan on being right back in the winner's circle next week here at Gem City Broadcasting. Hope you have a great rest of your Thursday, a great weekend. Good start to your week next week. And we hope to see you back here again next Thursday for some more Renegade racing.
I cannot wait.